screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have discussed about yesterday Agile model, and we also discussed about what is Agile, what is Agile methodology, and that we are discussing on the Scrum framework, right? So it is a Scrum, Agile Scrum. So how exactly it is there, right? Uh, so here, so let's say there are some requirements. Okay, they're developing some software. So, but in Agile Scrum methodology, they will call it as a product backlog. Okay,
Mhm.
so let's
Okay.
say product backlog, nothing but the client will be having some requirements.
Mm.
Product backlog. So they might be having, let's say, requirement one, going for developing mobile devices. Okay, requirement two, the types of mobile devices. Okay, this is the requirement two. Or let's say I'll go with first requirement one is for login page, two for home page, and requirement four. Okay, so
Mm.
here out of this, so which is important now? Let's say
Log
there are four requirements, which is a mandatory one.
Login field.
Login.
Exactly right. So this is a high priority. Nothing but it is a like mandatory, or
Mandate.
it has to be developed first,
Mm.
right? So same thing here. If you see my screen, there is a product backlog. First, always the product backlog nothing but it is a document which consists
Mhm.
of a requirement list of requirement. Let's say there are 10 requirements. Okay, in that 10
Mm.
requirement, so what this client will share to the Scrum team. Scrum team nothing but developer plus testers. Okay, so they will call it as a Scrum team. We will discuss those terminology as well.
Mm.
So what is second step? First, they will get the product backlog, which is a document with a list of requirement. So
Mm.
then they will pick the requirement, which is high priority, right? So that they will call it as a sprint backlog. Sprint backlog is nothing but it is a requirement document, which is taken from product backlog. High priority requirements are taken because so why they are taking let's say they're 10, right? So 10 requirements they cannot finish in 4 weeks because we already know sprint is a 4 week time frame. Okay, all the activities in agile framework all are time box. Time box nothing but they have a specific time period. Okay, in
Mm.
that only they have to finish it. So in order to finish in 4 weeks, they cannot. It is not possible to complete whole testing and design everything, right? So that is the reason. So what they will do, they will pick whatever uh, high priority are there. Okay, so that they will pick and update in sprint backlog document. Okay,
Shivan, and
so
sprint is 2 weeks or 4 weeks?
sprint is a 4 weeks. Okay, it might be 2 weeks. But maximum we can go only 4 weeks.
Mhm.
So time period is of sprint. We will discuss that as well.
Oh.
So minimum is 2 weeks. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
So then they will pick all these sprint backlog from where from product backlog. Okay.
Mm.
Mm.
So once that is done, so they will discuss. Okay, again they will get the how they will pick the requirement, why it is important, everything, right? So they will take the sprint planning meeting. Okay, in that there will be client, there will be developer, test manager, testers, everyone will be there. So they will discuss internally, like okay, which is this is important, we have to pick it. Okay, then they will take a note on this and they will list out in the sprint backlog. Okay, in the sprint planning meeting. Okay. So once they have finalized the requirement for that sprint period, so then they
Mm.
will go for sprint. Sprint is a time period of 4 weeks. So they will
Mm.
start developing, testing everything that they will take the daily Scrum meeting. Okay. So once it is done, let's say they have developed a homepage and login. So they have tested everything. Then they will go for potentially shippable product. What does it mean? It is a releasing. We have already uh, discussed in earlier chapter, right? So in that before releasing, so they will give the demo. Okay, but we have not seen before software testing life cycle, right? It is a different thing. So they just client only have tested in user acceptance testing, and then after that they have released the software to public. But in Agile, it is not like that. Once the product is developed, you have to show the demo, how it is working, everything. So like how I am showing, right? So you have to launch the URL. Let's say I have to launch the URL. So then you have to show that how it is working, what all you have developed, everything live. Okay. So once client is agreed in the sprint review, okay, in sprint review,
Mm.
at the end of the week, okay, it might be end of the month or somewhere in that week. So they will give the demo. So once that is done, so they will release the product. That is what they will call it as a potentially shippable product. So once it is released, okay, they will if any issues are there, anything is there, like they will gather, like let's say lesson learned. Okay, if you have done some mistake, so they will discuss in retrospective meeting. Okay, so then they will get all the feedback. Then if it is any feedback is there, again they will that requirement will added to the product backlog.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay, so then this cycle will continuously it will be rotating. So that is the process of Agile Scrum framework. Okay, this is the until right. So then again the same process. They will have the next month. Let's say 1 month. It kind of 4 weeks, right? After that month, so then they will again hold a sprint planning meeting. So then will discuss. They will pick the requirement. Then they will develop and test it. Then they will again have the demo. After that demo, they will get the feedback. Then again this cycle will be rotating. Okay. So any question on what is product backlog, what is sprint backlog, or what is daily scrum meeting or sprint planning? This terminology you have to remember. Okay, because
Yeah.
we have to explain, right? So if somebody asks what we'll discuss in sprint review,
Mm.
what is like we will discuss on that as well. Let's see. Okay, Agile software development emphasizes on four core values. Okay, we have already discussed, right? Agile is a set of practice, right? So it will focus on principles as well. So four values. What are four values? Individual and team interaction. Okay, because let's say if you are, let's say there are four people are there. So one guy knows some tool, another guy he knows another tool. So they have to interact each other, right? Let's say I know this tool, I am explaining you, right, as a team. So then you will. That is what individual team and interaction over the process and tools. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can reach out to your senior or test manager, anyone. Okay. So then, second core value of Agile is working software over comprehensive document. So what does it mean? So they continuously release the software, working software. Okay. So let's say
Mm.
they have 100 requirements. So 100 requirements they cannot release at a time. So they will pick the whatever possible. Let's say they in during that 4 weeks, whatever possible they will pick it. They will release it. Then customer collaboration, right? So this is also they will be showing the demo everything, right? So to the client. So responding to change, I told you, right? If somebody, let's say, after completing testing, client will say I don't want this login page. So then they
Mm.
will change it in next cycle, right? This is very important, responding to change or following plan. Okay, these are the four core values, just to remember this. So now, in Scrum, right, it is a empowered, self-managed development team. So development team, nothing but developer will be there, testing team will be there. So they are all self-managed. Nobody will be there. Okay, you do this, you do that. Nobody will tell. It is your responsibility. So let's say it is your the office time is 10 o'clock. You have to log in at 10. You have to prioritize yourself only, because that is how the Agile is like emphasizing, or it is encouraging. Okay, it is self-managed. Okay, nobody will tell you do this, do that. Okay, because you are in Agile team, right? Everything you should be knowing. Okay, So that is the meaning of this. Okay. So we have to understand like what all roles are there, right? So now we have earlier we have discussed like tester and developer will be separately, right? So now here there are three roles are there. One is product owner. Okay, we'll understand who is product owner. Then second role is Scrum Master. Third role
Mm.
is development team. Development team nothing but developer and tester.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So product owner nothing but he is a client. So in Agile they will call him as a they will not call business team or a client. So they will call as a product owner. Okay, he will come up with this requirement. Okay, I told you now this is the list of he will pick the all requirement from the business. He is like a mediator, like agent. Okay, he is a representation from business. He will come up with all the requirement. Okay, so then Scrum Master is nothing but he's kind of manager level or development manager, test manager. He will communicate between tester and developer plus product owner. He is like again mediator. He is responsible for holding the meeting, guiding the team, right? So if any, let's say you are facing some challenges, you are not able to connect or you are not able to log in. So again, you have to reach out to Scrum Master. He will help you. Or if you're not able to understand, he will help you. Or let's say product owner, he will not directly ask you, "Hey tester, what is the update?" Okay, he will get the update or status from Scrum Master. Scrum Master get the update from developer, right? It is interlinked. So, right. So this is how they will communicate daily. Okay, so they will be having daily stand-up meetings. Okay, that is they will call as a daily stand-up meeting. You understand what is the three roles in Agile Scrum
Yes.
framework? Okay, one is product owner, second role is Scrum Master, and development team. So now
Mm.
Scrum framework is a 3-3-5. What is a 3-3-5? Three roles, three artifact, three events. Event nothing but the process. What all first step, second step, third step, fourth step, fifth step. Okay. So now we have discussed about three roles. Now we'll see what is a three artifact. Artifact nothing but it is a document, right?
Okay.
So you should be having product backlog. What is product backlog now?
The requirements.
Exactly. One second. I'll connect the system. Okay. So product backlog nothing but it is a document, right? So which will contains the business requirements. So now
Yes.
what is sprint backlog?
It's based on the priority of the requirement
From where you will get it sprint backlog?
from product backlog.
Exactly. Sprint backlog is a subset of product backlog, right?
Yes.
So why it
Yes.
is subset? The high priority requirement are picked from product backlog document, right? So now what is a product increment? Why they will call it as an increment? Product by increment nothing but it is a software being developed,
Mm.
right? So that is what product backlog. So now we understand three roles, three artifact, five
Mm.
events which we have already discussed, right? So five events. What are five events? Sprint. So they will call it as a sprint is nothing but time period of 4 weeks,
Mm.
right? It will range from 2 weeks to 4 weeks. So after that, they will have the next event is nothing but sprint planning. What they will do in this planning? So all the product owner, Scrum Master, development team will be joining. It is a, again time box of 4 hours. Okay, initial step. So in that meeting, they will go through all the product backlog requirements. So then they
Mm.
will finalize the requirement to
Requirement.
be developed. Right? They will prepare the sprint backlog. Right?
No.
So once
Yeah.
this is finalized, right? So they will continue for developing the code and testing. So that then they will have the daily Scrum meeting. It is a time box again. It is just 15 minutes. So let's say you are joined at 10 a.m. The first thing is first and foremost in Agile framework is you'll be having it. daily stand-up meeting. It is a 15 minutes. We'll
Mm.
understand that what they will do. Then once it is done, so at the end of the let's say you are working 30 days product or project, at the end you have to review, sprint review. Again, it is a 3 hours of meeting will be there. So where you have to show the demo of the application being tested and developed to the client. So
Mm.
fifth event in is a sprint retrospective. In this retrospective, every again all this team will be joining, and they will discuss what is went wrong, what is how the sprint is went nicely, what all challenges they are faced. Right? They will collect all the then they will go implement in next because they should not repeat it same mistake again. Let's say you have done the in first sprint, if you have done some mistake, you should not repeat that mistake in again. So that will be discussed in sprint retrospective meeting. Okay, so this is very simple. Okay, if you remember all these three roles, three artifact, five events, then you are good to say I am aware of Agile Scrum framework. Okay, so any question so far before going to the next topic?
No.
Okay, so now let's understand the terminology in Agile because we have discussed differently, right? We have so far we have discussed requirements, but in Agile Scrum it is they recommend nothing but they will call as a user stories.
Yeah.
Okay, don't confuse. So you have to tell the if you are attending anything, you have to tell there will be user stories. From that user stories, the tester
Mm.
will design the again same step only here also, right? From the requirement, we what we'll do, we will discuss strategy, right? What testing you
Mm.
will do. Same thing from requirement, nothing from user story. What type of testing you will be doing, right? Again, you have to set up everything, and you have to design test cases, right? So then you have to test it, then you have to launch the application. Okay, same thing, but terminology will be different. Instead of requirement, they will call it as a user story requirement which we need to implement. That is what we call it as a product backlog.
Okay.
Right? So Scrum team, what is they if they anyone asks like what is Scrum team? Scrum team nothing but it is a self-organized. Why it is self-organized? I told you already. Why they will call as a self-organized?
You don't need to have people. People.
It is a self-organized means it is an autonomous team. Like nobody will tell you do this and this. It is a individual responsibility,
Mm.
right? So it is an individual responsibility. So it is a Scrum team, nothing but it is a self-organized team with a few developers, few testers, architects. Maximum size is only range from 7 to 9 members. Maximum 9, minimum 7. Okay, this is
Mm.
they will call it as a. So let's say myself, we are at three, right? Right now we are for 3 members. So let's say if we are all three are working in Scrum, it is not. We should be having somebody developer. Let's say we are at three testers. Some two developer will be there. One product owner will be there. So it is combining all mostly 7 to 9 members should be there in that team. Okay. If you get any doubt, you go to Prashanti. You can ask the doubt. Or if Prashanti not able to answer, you go to me. Or if I'm not able to answer, I will go to Scrum Master. Right? Scrum Master will go to product owner,
Mm.
right? Thing only. So this is what they will call it as Scrum team. Okay. What is Scrum
Mm.
team? It is a self-organized team consists of developer, tester, and test architects. Size of 7 to 9 members only, right? So then, for a project, there can be multiple Scrum team. Let's say if you are working in one part, same thing they it might be divided in another. Like those teams can be working and remaining high priority. They the second team, Scrum team too, right? So might be having multiple Scrum team,
Okay.
right? So before developing any product backlog, they will contact the stand-up meeting. What is that? Stand-up meeting is nothing but daily stand-up. Like let's say you log in, the first and foremost meeting you have to attend it. In that meeting, everyone will discuss. Let's say if you have any doubts, you can ask in that meeting. So which I have on which product I am working on. You have to tell, okay, I am working on this. So he is working on that. So we have this target today. We have to finish, or we have worked yesterday this one. So they will discuss all those stuff in daily stand-up meeting. Okay, so I have given very in detail Scrum introduction. So how exactly the software is being developed by using Agile Scrum framework. Okay, so here you can see the customer input from the customer. Customer nothing but real users who will get the feedback from the stakeholders, right?
Mm.
So let's say I'm a user. I will tell the Padma is a business. She is running restaurant. So I will let's say why Padma you are preparing only vegetarian food. Why not to try for snacks or some non-veg? So then Padma will take that feedback. Then they will ask the approach to stakeholder or company, right? So that company they will write it in product backlog document. Okay, you can see here one, two, three, right? So in that she will add. So you have to introduce non-veg option separately, right?
Mm.
So then again it is a new requirement. Okay,
Mm.
so after that, so product owner will be there. His role is he has to get the requirement from the client. Okay, he will prepare the requirement sheet or document. Okay, this is the first step. You can give one, two, three, four, five have given, right? So on that, they will conduct the sprint planning meeting with whom development team or Scrum team. So they will
Mm.
together, all they will together, they will identify the which which requirement is high priority, right? One, two, three, four, they will pick it. Okay. So once they will finalize in that meeting, right? Right. So then they will go for 1 to 4 weeks of sprint. Nothing but they will develop test in that cycle. They will release it. Small portion of requirement. What they have finalized in sprint backlog. Four step here. So now here Scrum Master will be there. He will be setting up all the meetings. He will be helping the developers. He will be helping the testers. He will be helping and he will be getting the status everyday status. Because if you are working something, you have to report somebody, right? So let's
Mm.
say Patra is a cashier or some like a restaurant owner. She has to assign the work to different members, right? So obviously at the end she is responsible. So then they will in that period 1 to 4 weeks they will be having daily scrum for every 24 hours every day. It is a time period of time box of 15 minutes only. Only 15 minutes. It should not be extended more than that. Okay. So once it is done, so they will conduct a sprint review meeting. You can see that they are setting all the client and everything. They will be, we'll discuss on that who all are will be there. That is also important. So then this is how it will goes. Okay, you just go through that. And we have
Mm.
already discussed, right? So Agile Scrum framework. If anyone asks, explain the Agile Scrum work, you should tell. So three roles, three artifact, five events. Product owner, Scrum Master, development team. You have to tell who is product owner, Scrum Master, what is his duty, what is the product backlog, what is sprint backlog, what is product increment, what is the sprint planning review, everything. Okay. So I have again have explained here the first. Okay, from that above picture, so importance of Scrum terminology. First one is Scrum team. We have already know, right? Scrum team is a self-organized which consists of seven plus or
Second.
two members. Means 7 to 9 members only. Okay. So this is a mixture of all the developer, tester, database people will be there, support people will be there, everything along with product owner and Scrum master. You have to count it. These two are separate role, right? So there might be only one product owner, one Scrum master, but team will be there. Developer, database. Might be if you are a functional tester, somebody will be testing database testing. Right? Database is not a functional testing; it is a different testing. Okay. So then, what is sprint? Then I'm explaining very in detail. What is sprint? Is a predefined time frame, right?
Time.
It is a predefined, right? Because it is a 4 weeks. Or based on that, it might be 2 weeks or it might be 4 weeks. Usually lies between 2 weeks to 1 month. Okay, if let's say you have very less requirement and you are sure that you will finish in 2 weeks, then you can predefine. So sprint is nothing but is a time frame where the work has to be completed, make it ready for review or means demo, right? For the production releasing. Deployment nothing but release. Okay, releasing the software. Okay, in our day-to-day life, so when we say that we follow 1 month sprint cycle, it simply means that we have to work for 1 month, right? So for the end of the month, you have to review that with the client. So this is the software we have developed. This is how it is working. So if they have any concern or queries, they will suggest you in that, right? So now we have understand sprint team. So now is product owner. Product owner is he is a stakeholder or a lead, right? The lead of the user application, because the product is means the product nothing but here is a software application that is totally based on his he is the owner, right? The application to be developed. So product owner is a person who will represent the customer side. I told, right, customer side or client side or business side. He is the authority. He will be having final authority. What should be there? Let's say, who will decide? Let's say we have completed four requirement. Then you will tell, okay, 1 month we are coming at the end, so now we have to release this software. Who has to give the sign up? Who has to give the approval? Obviously, product owner or project manager, right? So he is very important because he will pay the money for you. He will run the show, right? For 1 month show, he will be the kind of everything. He will check each and everything, what is happening, everything. Like let's say if you find any issues, you have to reach out to him, right? So he should be reachable anyone, right? If you have any doubt to clarification required, like how we used to in client side, if you have any requirement clarification, you will go to client and you will set up a meeting, and you have to get it clarified. So now we have a Scrum Master. Scrum Master is a facilitator. I told you, right? So he is a facilitator between Scrum team and product owner, because he will conduct all the meeting. What all the meetings we have? Sprint planning, daily stand up, sprint review meeting, retrospective meeting, right? So he has to make sure that Scrum team is a productive and progressive, because he has to check and everything. Nobody should not be sitting idle, or nobody having any questions. So if they have any questions, or if they, let's say I'm not able to connect internet, so he will be the first person you have to report him. Okay, then he
Mm.
will resolve the issue. He will follow up all the issues for the team. Scrum Master is the mediator between, I told you, right, between PO
You.
nothing but owner and Scrum team. Okay, so then Scrum team, like Scrum Master, let's say you have finished 10 test case, 10 requirement testing. So then he will collect the all the status. Status might be failed or passed, right? He will inform it, right, about how it is going on, everything. Okay, so they will discuss with product owner, get it resolved, right? If they have any issues, so that is the role of Scrum Master. Okay, so let's say we'll play one role for after this terminology. Okay, so now we have a user story. It is nothing but it is a requirement, okay, which has to be implemented, which has to be developed. Right? So we don't have those use requirement. So we'll be having picking up some simple, right? So let's say as a user, type of user, nothing but it might be existing user or new user. I want something. I told you, right? To what is something? Nothing but if you want to run some business, right? So then you have to. This is a rule, like actually goal. What you have to achieve? You have to achieve those requirements. How will achieve? By developing the software, right? So next we have a epics. In Sprint, there is a term called epics. Epics are equals to user story. Let's say we have 10 requirement. Okay, I will just mention here. Not all 10 requirement we will take it forward, but we, let's say I'll pick login one, then home page, then type of mobiles. Only three. Okay. So then what about remaining? You have to ask the question that you are not asking. Why we are keeping remaining requirement? Where what we are doing with that? Can anybody tell? They will keep for next cycle. Next cycle, I mean, nothing but it is a future release. So that is what they will call it as the epics.
Ethics.
Epics are the future stories to be implemented. They kept for future. Sprint
Yes.
is nothing but it is a time frame where the
Mm.
code is requirements are developed, tested, and get it demo for the releasing. Now you understand, right? So epics
Mm.
are equal to user story, which is kept for future. You have to give the example. Let's say we have 10 requirements. Out of 10 requirements, we have picked the 4 requirements for current sprint. So remaining 6 requirements are kept for future release. So that future release we call it as the epics. Okay. So let's say just to try to relate with life. So imagine if you're going for a vacation, right? So let's say you
Mm.
are going for next week. You have to plan everything, right? You have to book a hotel booking, everything. You have to check it. What if you are going for vacation next year? Will not will you book a hotel?
Mm.
No, right? Or
Oh.
will you book a? But you just go through it. You just plan it. You are not going to book anything. But if you are going for next week, right? That is a current sprint. Then you have to book a hotel. Otherwise, or you have to book your tickets, right?
Mm.
So I've given very easy example to like if in case if you're not able to understand that terminology, right? So okay, so this is how epics. Okay, epic is just like your
Okay.
next year
Next
trip
year
vacation
vacation.
plan.
Okay.
Okay, so then we have product backlog, right? Because why I'm explaining in detail, you have to remember all this terminology. So product backlog is a kind of bucket, or you can say as a document, or it is a source where all the user story means user story nothing but requirements. All the
Requirement.
requirements are kept in that document. This is who will maintain who will maintain this product backlog,
Mm.
Okay.
Product owner.
right? So sometimes they will confuse you. Let's say if you're attending any online question, so who will maintain the product backlog? Then you have to tell it is only maintained by product owner,
Mm.
right? So during
Okay.
the sprint planning meeting, right? So user stories are broken down from the product backlog. They will pick the right. So they will discuss everything. So let's see if you pick one, why it is one you have picked it. They have to give the answer. So why it is important, how it is important in terms of customer side, right? So these are the things. Okay. So then we have a sprint backlog. This is also we have already discussed. So from where what is sprint backlog? It is a subset of product backlog where all the high priority. I told you right based on the priority.
Yeah.
User
Yeah.
stories are taken from product backlog. So let's say I have given a 10 user this document. This is the product backlog. I will share with you. So you will analyze it or you will set up a meeting. So then they will tell why it is you have picked everything you have to discuss. Then you have to convert it to sprint backlog. Right? So it is a subset based on the period. We have to use that word, okay? Because no, they will not understand. Again, if you do not say it is why it is, if they ask why it is you picked it, because it is a high period. Okay. So here I shown you. This is a document, or you can say bucket. All the user stories are there. Let's say implementing the security feature, meeting the performance target, improve the user interface, add the user registration feature. So then all these are requirement in the product backlog. They will analyze everything. They will pick only password lock feature for the security. The second one, user registration. They have taken only two. One is security, another one is registration because it is a high priority,
Yeah.
right? So registration because you have to log in. Without login, you cannot access your application. So then they will
Mm.
develop. So they will convert into sprint backlog. So next term we have a story point. What is story point? Story points are quantitative index of complexity of user story. What does it mean? Let's say how will say it is a high priority because priority nothing but how it is important. So it might be
Yeah.
high, it might be medium because our home page is medium. It is not complex, right?
Yeah.
So this is how we have to prioritize. They will call it as a story points
Mm.
because in order to understand the complexity, right? So developer will take the time based on that story point. He will say that I need this much. time I need these many days to develop this portion, right? So based on the
Mm.
user story point, they will estimate it, right? How they will decide I can finish in 4 months, or 1 month, or 4 weeks, or 2 weeks, right? And because they will, it will tell the how like what all effort it needed, right? So that is what it is, a story point. Nobody will ask, just you have to remember, okay? So you have to predict, you have to be precise. If you are giving one or two story point, that means the story is small or low complexity. Because that will under that point nothing but you have to work on 8 hours or 5 hours or 3 hours or 1 hour, right? So that is how they will decide it. Because it may happen that development team gives a story point of three to particular story. Because of them, it may be 3 lines of code, right? Or but the testing team gives 8 story point, because for testing you have to write all the steps and everything that will come again. So how will what is your roles and responsibility, right? What you have to do, how the, because we have already discussed high level, right? So but we'll go through that. What all you do, right, in this, right? So then they will discuss. Brainstorming is a, they will a session or meeting, right? So they will collectively agrees to the one story point. Because the, you are not alone, you have to decide, you have to tell it will take this much time, why it is this much time, you have to give the answer.
So one second, who will be deciding these priorities of user stories? Who will be doing that? Product owner or like development team, like from the development team?
Obviously, product owner will come with requirement, so he
Yeah.
will share it to the Scrum team. So Scrum team will
Okay.
analyze it. They will pick it. So let's say they have picked 5 requirements. So then they
Mm.
will show it to the product owner. Okay, we
Okay.
have picked this requirement. So then product owner will take it back to the client. Then the client will say, okay, not five, I need a first one more requirement to be added. So that
Okay.
is obviously from product owner only, he has to decide it.
So
Because he is the client, right? So I need this
yeah.
product to be shipped first,
Okay.
right? So let's say
Yeah.
Padma is a business girl, right? So business
Yeah.
lady. So she has to prioritize, because
Yeah.
that is her business. It might be first I need a cash and delivery. If it is not
Mm.
possible, all payment, she has to give the priority.
Okay.
Based on that priority, Scrum team is nothing but whatever you tell, they will do. If you tell, like
Okay.
let's say product owner say I don't want login page, I need home page, then they will
Mm.
develop, because he is a requirement. He is
Okay.
a kind of decision maker, right? So that is
Yeah.
what. Okay, I told you, right? He is a show person of that entire
Yes.
sprint. Okay, so now we have they will call it as a burn down chart. So there is a burn down chart, burn up chart. Okay,
Mm.
so what is the chart? Chart is nothing but it will show like something, let's say some graph. Okay, so let's say 30 days are there. How much work is completed? Right, it is
Mm.
used to measure the overall progress of project. Let's say you are
Okay.
working already 10 days. So what is the remaining work? Burn down chart will represent the amount of work completed, okay, and remaining work, right? So
Okay.
they will it will help them for to track it, right? So what is because they have to, let's say we are attending this fifth day, right? So what is the progress? How many topics we have covered? So how many topics are left, right? So it is a burn down
Mm.
chart. So that is they will call it as a burn down. So it is
Okay.
estimated complete work for burn. They will ask definitely
Mm.
what is the burn down chart or burn up chart. Burn up is amount of remaining work to be completed.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how they will maintain. Okay. First user story, because you can also prepare. Okay. Let's say I'll go here. So I have you can remove it. So user story, you can mention user story, story one.
Very one store.
Right? So you can just mention. So it might, you have to decide. Okay, the day for day one, day two, what story you are taking, day two, day three, until that sprint. Okay, I've taken here only. I prepared like that, so you also can prepare it.
Mm-hmm.
The when you are starting, so day one you are starting, day two you are starting, right? So what is the estimated effort, actual effort left, right? So we have to like have to come up with everything will be prepared by Scrum Master. He will be having this tracker sheet. Okay, day three, day four, until let's say you are working for 2 weeks, 5 days a week, right? So this is how it will show it. Okay, I have
Mm-hmm.
explained here what is story. This column shows the user story taken from Sprint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Might be login page or home page. What is a task? It will show the list of tasks associated with that user story, that requirement. What all they have to do? They have to develop.
But
They have to test it, everything. What is
task,
the effort?
right?
Hmm?
Task is requirement
Work. No, task is nothing but what task you are doing, what work you
or
are doing.
work we are doing.
You are working on what? You are working obviously on user story only,
Okay.
right? So then effort is nothing but how much effort you. Let's say I'm giving Let's say I'm giving login page and home page. How many ways you need? Let's say uh, login page nothing but what all you will test. That is also important. You have to plan it. You are responsible. Login page. The first thing you have to test is correct username and correct password. Okay. Second one, incorrect username, correct password. Third one is correct username, incorrect
Incorrect. Possible.
password. Fourth one, both incorrect.
In both incorrect. Yeah.
Right. So any other possibility we have? So they will one scenario they will call as a one test case one, test case two, test case three. We will discuss what is test case. Okay. So any other possibility we have to test this functionality?
Without entering anything or something.
Exactly. I was expecting this. Right. So uh, leaving blank.
Yeah.
What will happen? Right. So that sometimes it will not throw error. If you clicking on the login button,
Mm-hmm.
it is not showing error. It is a defect or issue.
Defect. Yeah.
Have to show enter the username password with red. So that is what. Okay. All these will test it. How much hour you need it? What is the time
Mm.
you? Let's say I'm giving all these five tasks. So how much will time will take? Right. So that is what they will discuss here. Effort, because
Okay.
based on their effort only, they will get the money from client. They
Mm-hmm.
because how that is how the business will run, right?
Mm.
So if they're paying salary, so how they will decide? They will decide this is a resource. He is this many experience. He is working on this many hours per day. So I'm paying this much amount. So they will get it all the money from client. Right? So this is how they will prepare it. So then day one to day zero, this column shows the hours left to complete the story. Story is we requirement only. Then estimated effort, the total effort, right? They have made a effort of 10 days, right? So let's say 10 days. At the 5 days, what is the total effort? You have to show it to the client, right? So then based on that effort, they will able to release the fund or release the
Mm.
fund. It is kind of like what you call budget, right? So this is how they will tell and actual effort, right? So what actually left to complete the story,
Okay.
right? Sometimes what happens that let's say you have started working, let's say you are testing some application. So demo web shop. Okay, this is the application you are just working on login functionality. Okay, so let's say sometimes the application is not loading. If you are clicking on login button, but it is not redirecting to uh,
Oh
username
yes.
and password. That time, You cannot say, okay, I 1 hour I'm facing this issue. You lost the 1 hour, right? So that is what they will count as that issue as well. Okay, these many hours we were blocked. We are not able to proceed. Okay, so that is all they will consider. So then we have a terminology velocity. Velocity nothing but it is a total number of story points which Scrum team achieve in sprint. So what is story point? Story point nothing but the high priority or based on the
Yeah, high
priority
priority.
complexity of the requirement, they will go with the how many hours they needed. Right? So they will call it as a velocity. Velocity nothing but let's say you are traveling somewhere from your uh, home to some restaurant. So how much hour you needed? What is your velocity should be there? Let's say you are riding it with bike or two wheeler. You have to maintain something 20 kilometers per hour. So that will show, right? It will show to achieve the goal, right? What is your goal
Mm.
to reach the restaurant? So that's what it is a velocity. Okay. So then we have given here. It might be story one might be having more like a time story point. It is not totally like one will be having less story point. It might be taking less time. Okay. At the last, we have a definition of done. What does it mean? Definition of done, nothing but once you reach your duration, let's say 4 weeks, you completed all work, everything is completed. So then they will tell as a definition of done. Definition of done is make as a sprint is marked as a done. What does it mean? All the activities are completed. All the stories are completed. That means they have developed everything. They have tested everything. They will call it as a definition of done. Okay. So QA means quality analysis. That is analyst is a tester. We will mark all the bugs are fixed, right? Because no defect should be open. If it is open, then it is a not complete, right? So everything. Okay. So we have discussed all the details and roles and responsibilities and definition terminology, right? So I have given here as well. So activities, what all activities they will do in Scrum, right? So first, as we told in the first screen here, shown here, right, is a sprint planning, right? So then we have a daily Scrum meeting, review and retrospective, right? So we'll discuss that. What does it mean? What is the time box? Because Scrum is nothing but it is a time box. Everything will be having specific time. It is not like waterfall model. Anywhere anyone can come and work on any day or anything. It is not like here. Everything will be time box. That is very important. Okay. Sprint planning. It is a initial. It is a starting point of sprint. Okay. It is a meeting where the entire Scrum team.
Yeah.
Tell me what is the Scrum team?
Uh, uh, self-organized.
No,
Uh,
I'm not asking definition. To who all are will
uh,
be there?
uh, Scrum Master and developers and test engineers,
Exactly.
testers.
Exactly. Right. So all the team they will call it as a Scrum team. They will gather in this meeting, right? Scrum Master he will select the user story. I told you right based on the
Yeah.
priority from his understanding from the backlog. Then they will show it to the team. Product owner will be there, developer will be there, testers will be there, some architects might be there, right? Based on the discussion, right? So they will decide the complexity because it is not like one person can say. You might be having some points to say it is important, right? So they will consider all those decisions, right? So then they will decide it. Okay. So the planning meeting is preceded by pre-planning meeting. It is just kind of homework, right? Which Scrum team does before they sit. Let's say if you're planning tomorrow meeting, so they will give some requirement. You have to read it, understand it. You have to come up with answers. So then they will
Mm.
hold the meeting, right? So they will try to write down the dependency, right? So let's say in order to test this login functionality, what you needed? You need the data, right?
Mm.
So what
Yeah.
data you need? You need the correct username, correct password, right?
Yes.
So for that, if I let's say I want to log in the Facebook, I need my phone number and password. Then only you are able to access it. So all those
Mm.
dependency you have to discuss here in this meeting.
Okay.
Okay, that is a sprint planning meeting. Once it is done, it is the execution of sprint
Huh.
task.
Yeah, and there is a Fibonacci series. What does that mean? If you scroll up, the story and the sizes points to the Fibonacci series. Place in the discussion of
Fibonacci nothing but let's say I'll show you here. So 0 is a 1 is a. So next 0 plus 1 1, 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 3 8. So this series they will call it as a Fibonacci series. Okay. So now we understand Fibonacci series. So they will, as per the this was what only. Let's say so there is a one requirement is a login page. How it is depend on next user story, home page. How it is depend on home page is how it is depend on the mobile display,
Mm.
right? So let's say payment is there. How it is payment is display like how it is related to the home page or mobile display, right? Payment let's say $60 for this device, right? So this is what okay. Previous all are depending on each other. Based on that, they will call it as a story like size of the requirements, right? They will identify it, right? So with the effort, right? What effort we needed, right? It might be different effort they needed, right? They will try to prepare this document, okay? So this is how they will do it, right? Because you have to finalize, right? In sprint planning meeting, this is the initial, right? You have to finalize the requirement. Total requirement you are going to pick it from the product backlog, right? So everything they will discuss it. So next they will start executing, right? So let's say we have to start your actual work is starting here, because earlier you are just discussing and picking it. You are not doing any work, right? So actual work to be done by Scrum team, tester and developer to accomplish their task. They will say as a once everything is done, they will turn that status to done. Okay. So then they have next meeting. Okay. So daily stand up, right? We have already told. So they what all again they will in this product owner will not be there. Only Scrum team. Okay. It is not for everyone. It is only for developer, tester, and Scrum master. Okay. It is a beginning of the day, I told you, right? So first, only 3 points they will discuss in this meeting. What did the team member done yesterday, right? So what he has done, what he has to do today, what is the plan today? So do we have any issues or impediments or blockers? Only these they will focus it. Okay, this is very important. What all 3 points are discussed in daily stand-up, right? You have to tell it. Very simple, right? Let's say you are working, you are having daily stand-up today. So I'll ask what you have presently what you have done yesterday, or Padma what you have done yesterday, right? Then I'll ask you what is the plan today, what you are going to do it, or I will assign do this if it is
Mm.
completed yesterday. Let's say yesterday task is not completed, then you tell so yesterday I have done this, some portion is left. I'm focusing on this today. Once it is completed, I will pick another.
Mm.
Right? So then let's say if you're why it is not done. So then you tell I have this many issues, so I'm not able to uh, go ahead. So I'm facing this issue. You have to tell whatever might be. Okay. Only they will focus on this. And what is the duration? It is a 15 minutes. Okay. Sprint planning is a 8 hours meeting. Okay. We will. I have mentioned that as well in next slide. So once daily stand up, this will go every day. Okay. So it
Mm.
is a Scrum Master who will arrange this meeting.
Mm.
Okay. Then once it is done, review meet. Any question?
Mm.
Sprint review meeting is at the end of sprint. What is the end of sprint?
after the everything 2 weeks or four
Well,
weeks, whatever duration.
let's say you have a 4 weeks. Okay, let's say
Mm.
you have 4 weeks. When you'll have a sprint review meeting,
After the sprint.
obviously at the last week, right?
Yeah. At the
What they
end.
will go at the end of the sprint cycle. The Scrum team again, they will meet again, and they will, I told you, right, they will demonstrate or give a demo, right? So this is the to whom product owner. You have to share your screen. You have to tell. So I will log in here. So I will click here. I will go to electronics. This is we have developed. This is how looking. So you can see here and you can show it to them. Okay. See here. Sometimes while giving a demo, it was working before. Okay. Let's say A to Z was working before. While giving demo, if it is not working, then you have to product owner will ask why it is not working now. Where is the screenshot? So how we are telling it is working before, right? So everything, because before releasing software, you have to give a demo, right? So that is what this meeting says, review meeting. Then we have a retrospective meeting. Again, it is also conducted after the release, after
Review.
the everything went live. What does mean? Let's say you have released the software to uh, like real users, right? So
Mm.
everything what went well, right? So based on the uh, what went well in sprint means what all work is done perfectly without any
Oh,
issues,
yeah.
right? What didn't go well?
Well,
What does it mean? Let's say some developer, some tester was facing some issues. The application was very low, but still we are able to complete the task. So that is you have to tell everything. Whatever challenges you are faced, you have to tell. So what is the lesson learned? Let's say you have done, you're not able to find the bug or you are not able to find the spelling mistake in shop. So that is a lesson learned, right? So you have to tell. What is the action item? They will tell. So they will fix the action. They will fix the slowness issue, right? So you have to verify clearly all the spellings, right? Because you have done a mistake in last page. So everything, etc., etc. They will give the action for you. Okay, in sprint retrospective meeting. Okay, the Scrum team should continue to follow the best practice because to ignore the not best practice, I told you, right? So and implement the lesson learned during the consequence, right? Because again next month you will be having next sprint 2, sprint 3 like that. Okay, you should not repeat same mistake again. Okay, so I have told you here, Scrum Master he will arrange all the meeting, right?
mhm.
So here first is sprint planning, then execution of task, review meeting, retrospective. Okay, before that, pre-planning. Okay, so then how it is like interlinked each other. Scrum team and product owner. So they will discuss the user stories from product backgrounds, right? So they will decide everything. So Scrum team and product owner, what they will discuss, they will identify the story point and do the backdoor. Where they will do all this, they will do in sprint planning. Everyone will not talk. Developer and tester will not talk. Only Scrum Master will talk on behalf of developer and tester, right? So he is a representative. Okay, because if everyone talking, it is going to mess, right? So that's what one person, one representative will be there. Okay, and Scrum team, right? And in Scrum team and product owner, what they will do, they will demonstrate everything, what is implemented, everything. So this is the cycle I have given how it is interlinked, everything. Okay, what we have discussed above. Okay, that we call it as a sprint processes. Okay, so tomorrow what I'll do, I'll conduct this whole whatever we have discussed, right? So we'll play in practically. So what all we have discussed, just go through it because
Mm.
next we will discuss about agile principles, and also I have given homework for you this section.
Mm.
Agile ceremony list. What is sprint planning, daily stand-up, review, and retro. You should be uh, able to give the answer, or you should be able to give some like what I call explanation. Okay, so I have given here. I will explain one. Okay, you go through all which we have already discussed. In sprint planning, it is a beginning of the sprint. Okay, so here the team will come up every team will gather Okay, how
Mm-hmm.
to achieve the sprint. Okay, they will structure. Product owner will bring to backlog to discuss development team. The
Yeah.
Scrum Master will held, attend like set up this meeting. Okay, so who all are will attend this entire Scrum team? I have given here column attendees. What is
Mm-hmm.
entire team? Development team, Scrum Master, product owner, everyone. So what is the time? How much time? It is not like one day you're sitting whole, right? It is not like that. It is a time box. It is only 1 to 2 hours per week, or it might be 8 hours. Only
Mm-hmm.
maximum 8 hours. 2 weeks into four is 8. What is the framework? What all in we have a agile framework. In Kanban also they will plan. They will follow same thing. Okay. So then I have given what is the outcome of that sprint planning, right? After negotiation discussion, you'll be having clear decision, like on what you are working on it, right? So everything, right? So in order to, I have given tips also. If you are a Scrum Master or tester, like how to like how we should be productive, right? You have to focus on collaboration rather than competition. I told you. You have to break down each and every. You just go through it. So we'll discuss on that as well. Okay, and then stand up also I given who all are will attend.